What is the best loophole you have ever heard of? For appointments that cost money to cancel with less than 24 hours notice, they often are free to reschedule within that window. So you reschedule it to a week later, then cancel it a day or two later. Local radio station had a contest where you call in when they play same artist back to back to win a prize. Turns out they had a now playing and up next feature on their website. My girlfriend at the time would start calling in before the second song even came on. Won tons of prizes ranging from concert tickets to a laptop. A good shot, but not eventually a real loophole, was the drink Pepsi, get a Harrier jet guy. In 1996, Pepsi ran a promotion where you could collect points by buying Pepsi products. The more points you got, the more stuff you could get, such as t-shirts, free Pepsi, sunglasses, etc. They also had a commercial where they advertised a Harrier jet for 7 million points. One guy read the rules of the promotion and found that you could buy points for 10 cents. That means to get 7 million points you'd have to pay $700,000. The going cost for a Harrier at the time was about $20 million or so. So, one guy raised the money, bought the points, and demanded the jet. When Pepsi refused, he sued them. He lost, but it was a good try. I still use the loophole of jumping on a shuttle bus out of LAX to a parking garage or hotel, yes, and then calling an Uber/Lyft from there to avoid the airport prices. Brings the ride home down to $10 from $40. When the US government issued the Sacagawea dollar coin, they wanted to get them into circulation as quickly as possible so they'd catch on. Narrator, they didn't, so they had a thing where you could order them and have them shipped to you for free. People realized you could pay for the coins using one of those credit cards that gives you frequent flyer miles as a reward. So you order $1,000 of coins, put it on the card, get the coins, deposit them into your bank, pay off the credit card. You've just gotten 100% free frequent flyer miles. I used to work in a call center doing tech support for a dial-up ISP. The 10-hour plan was $9.99, and then there were various tiers including an unlimited plan for $50 or something like that. I ended up moving to a different city and called up the call center to set up internet, and I asked for the 10-hour plan. The guy, who didn't know I used to work there, tried to talk me into a bigger plan, but I stuck with the 10-hour plan. Why? Because the company had no system for monitoring usage. You could use as much data as you wanted, and it was all the same to them. There was no tracking system in place. Not very impressive, but at my high school we had to wear a button down and a tie to class every day. One of the kids realized that they never specified what kind of button down it had to be, so he wore a Hawaiian shirt to class with a tie. Technically it met the dress code, so it stuck. Pretty soon most of the school started wearing Hawaiian shirts with ties to class. We looked like a bunch of ridiculous Jimmy Buffett Goes Mormon types, but it was worth it to spite the system. They changed the rule to ban Hawaiian shirts a week later. My college campus had a cafe with deli and salad bar. The deli sandwiches were way overpriced, like $8 for a standard turkey sandwich. But the salad bar was very reasonable, subsidized to promote healthy eating. So I found that the salad bar had all the same ingredients as the sandwiches. The meat was just shredded. The deli would sell slices of bread for 25 cents. So I would just buy the bread, load up and weigh my salad and grab some free mayo and mustard packets. Then build my own sandwiches for under $2. Use that trick for my last 2 years. In West Virginia there was a law that waived taxes for automobile title transfers between parents and children. A friend wanted to buy a car from his uncle, so the uncle sold the car to his father, who then sold it to his other son, who sold it to his own son, my friend. 3 transactions. 0 taxes. Let's race to that pole. Last one to touch it is gay. If you never touch the pole, then you can't be gay. Play your cards right and you can be the only non-gay kid in the neighborhood. New York State had a glitch in their motor vehicle system for a while. If you got a moving violation, you would plead guilty and overpay it by $5. They would send you back a check for $5, but you don't cash it. They would not apply points to your license until the case was fully adjudicated. If you waited until a year passed and then cashed it, those points would roll off, so you would never actually have any points showing on your license. We used to run a ticket scam operation at the local Chuck E. Cheese. We started small time. We used to cheat at the games like skee ball while traffic was low and it was off times. After a few times of pulling that heist, we decided to cool it because we thought it might be suspicious that we'd earn the mega bonus ticket payout regularly. We did similar things with other games but nothing paid out like skee ball. That's when my buddy found out the big one. I'm not sure if it's like this now. Back then they used to weigh the tickets at the front in a bowl on a scale, but then they replaced them with these new machines. These machines you would feed tickets into. It would count the tickets and then present you with a slip listing how many tickets it was worth that I could redeem. Turns out if you were delicate and had enough finesse, you could pull the strip of tickets out and then feed them back in. It would count the tickets over and over again, even though they had unique serial numbers. Boom. Infinite tickets. The ticket counters were in the corner replaced by the front, near the registers, but a few were kind of hidden away from plain sight. We would have 2 people stand guard while my buddy worked his magic. If staff came by we'd signal him and he'd feed the tickets in like normal. Instead of having a bunch of really large tickets, we'd make some moderately sized ones mixed with some big ones and spread them out a bit. I think they had dates printed on them. We got it all. The glowing disco ball, the special edition Barbie for my friend's girl, candy, spray foam, the sticky hands. We never got the crazy big items like the bike because we thought it'd be too suspicious. I think we could even redeem them for pizza, which we would do when we were hungry. We never got found out, but we eventually cooled it because it was only a matter of time. It was like Ocean's 11, but instead it was like Chucky's 4. More of a straight up hustle than a loophole. Good memories. Company cafeteria had an option to order a half burrito. However, the cost of 2 half burritos was less than the cost of 1 full burrito. On top of that, the chef would make a half burrito by cutting a new tortilla in half and generally gave a healthier portion than just a half. Thus, ordering 2 half burritos was equivalent to about 1.5 full burritos and cost less than a full burrito. My microwave stopped turning on, so I went to Best Buy to get a new one. I tried the old one in another outlet and it came back to life, so I reinstalled it, returned new microwave to Best Buy, went back home to see that the old microwave had now died again once more, for good, and then just drove right back to Best Buy where I bought the brand new microwave I just returned as an open box item for half price. Probably a fluke, but it was a rare instance of the system working in my favor. Edit. L did this on accident, not as a scam. Just for clarification, not that I complained. Went to a private school where the teachers were real power hungry heads. You could get in trouble for having your shirt untucked, and some would be real ass bags about it, literally crouched down and scooting along the benches at lunchtime, i.e. even at lunch. If it popped out while sitting you could get in trouble. I ran through the school handbook and it said sweaters with the school emblem can be worn at any time. So I bought one 3 sizes too big and wore it constantly. It went down to almost my knees and I would happily announced that I wasn't even wearing the uniform shirt, let alone tucking it in. The ass teachers got pissed off and took it to the school dean, but I was right and it was allowed. Like half the school switched to sweaters after that. I struggled with upper level mathematics in high school. In my junior year, I was barely passing pre-calculus, so I was looking for a way to get out of taking calculus while still making it look like I took 4 years of math, which my advisor insisted was something I needed to do for college. So I went through the course list and found out accounting was technically classified as a math class rather than an elective. I took accounting 1 as my math my senior year and actually learned things I would use, like how to write a check and balance a budget. Unfortunately, my high school caught onto the trick and the advisors made them change accounting to an elective. My poor little brother had the loophole closed on him. There was a promotion a bunch of years back where Hoover included a plane ticket to select destinations around the world from Europe with any purchase of one of their products over $100. People could buy a vacuum that was like $109 and get a $600 plane ticket for it. Hoover ended up having to have people work crazy overtime to fulfill the demand for the cheapest model, and eventually they stopped honoring the promotion, which caused the people who hadn't collected on it yet to sue them. The company made $30 million from the promotion and lost $50 million in plane tickets and legal fees. If you're in the UK, there's an insurance comparison company called Compare the Market. The way they set themselves apart, because really, they're all basically the same, is by having an actually really kind of good set of reward schemes called Meerkat Movies and Meerkat Meals respectively. For the former, you can get 2-for-1 cinema tickets on Tuesdays or Wednesdays. For the latter, you can get 2-for-1 food at a fair number of restaurants, Sunday to Thursday. You get a year's worth of access to both programs whenever you buy insurance through them. Fortunately, it's any kind of insurance that works. One day's worth of travel insurance for a UK-based trip will set you back about £1.50, which means that you're almost certainly going to save money by getting it, as long as you use the program once in that year. I'm pretty sure it's not how they intended it to be used, but I've saved a fortune and still ended up getting my actual insurance with someone else.